Alright, here we go. We're going to start with tear down. Get the box out first, tailgate off, get this box all off of here. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to get the bed liner out, and I may end up using this floor if it's in good shape yet, and just cut it down along the edge. Maybe take the wheel wells out. I'll see when I get that far. I may end up just cutting it right in here where the frame's at and going straight down, and then using that and keeping it as the floor because it's already bolted there. You know, it's not going to impede the wheel travel whatsoever. And then I'll take up here and maybe kind of cut it off to that corner, and then when I come back in with tube, I'll just build it down and then come around and then maybe up here a little bit higher, and it'll have kind of like a slope to it. But I'll figure that out when I get that far. Tail lights out. I'm going to try to resell these, like I said, recoup some money. I do have some rims and tires already that I had sourced. My brother has some rims and some tires. 31s is what we're going to put on here for right now. Just see how things fit. Those didn't cost me anything yet. It's kind of a trade barter deal. But I'm going to pull these off and try to sell them off. There is a brand new spare tire underneath there yet. Try to sell that off. Like I said, all the scrap metal I cut out of here I'm going to sell off, so that'll recuperate a little more money also. Front bumper's going to come off. The front fenders, I think I'm going to end up cutting them. Not quite sure yet. I'll get some tape out there and run a few lines and see what looks good on it. The rocker panels I am going to cut flush off, so when I build a rock slider underneath of there, it'll set flat and level across here, and a lot of that rust will be gone. And then I'll build a cage off of that to start off around the backside. So first things first, we're going to get into tear down. I'll bring you back when I get a little farther once I get the box and the bed liner and stuff out. Alright, making the headway. Got the box off, got the liner out, took the tailgate off. Working on the tail lights. Single screw here, and then there's one right on the side of there you got to get out. You can take these off, but for my purposes it's pointless. Basically, once you get those two out, there's two pins that go in straight back into like this. You just kind of got to wiggle them around a little bit. Pop out of there. Then you got your plugs here. Just turn it. The little clip thing here, just kind of push it in, turn it, that'll pop out. Same on these ones, they just turn and pop out. And that'll get your wiring harness off your lights, because I am going to reuse this, so I'm going to have lights on the back of it. So I don't want to go breaking those or tearing them out of there yet, but I wanted to save these tail lights. Like I said, you know, somebody needs them. They're just a cheap little thing. They recuperate a couple of bucks for these. Both sides come out really easy, so no problem there. As far as the floor goes in here, it's pretty solid all the way up to here. Some rust in this spot here, pretty much all the way across. Not quite sure yet if I'm going to use that. I may end up, just like I said, keeping it and then just putting a piece of angle all the way across here to kind of bolt it to both sides so that it holds this upright, and then maybe kind of slash cut it across here, but we'll see. Work on getting the taillights out, and then I'll start messing with that. I got to get the fuel filler neck out, and then we'll go from there. When we were getting the fuel filler neck out, you get a little plastic clip on the bottom. Sets in this hole here. You literally just take a flathead screwdriver and pry this little piece up, and that'll pull out, which allows that to squeeze in. Pull that out, and then you got some Torx bits, a couple there, and then that whole thing will come out of there. Not sure what size these are. I just mashed it up with some that I had. It's probably I don't know, 18, 20, somewhere in that area. And then that'll pop out, and your ground strap's also hooked to that, so it'll pop out with it. Well, got the box off there. Had to cut a last bolt with the Sawzall, but now some carnage there. Now I got to get all this shit cleaned up, and then I'm going to probably start working on the rockers and the fenders after this. Once I get tear down complete, and then I'll do some more. This bumper that's here, not quite sure where I'm going to cut it off at, or if I'm just going to cut those bolt heads off to get this whole shit off of there, because that hitch is pretty rusty, so I won't end up using that. It's more just scrap metal. So I got my mess all cleaned up here. Throw it in this trailer. I got a build coming up on this trailer pretty soon too. I'll put that up on the thing, up on the old Facebook. Working on getting this whole bumper assembly off here. That thing's rusted in there. Plus it's got a damn lock pin on it. This thing has got some holes in it. Bunch of crap. I was just gonna cut the frame off, but it wouldn't have been farther back towards the shackles like I wanted it. if I'd have cut it, it would end up having to be like right next to the shackles, and then I wouldn't have any room to put a cross brace across here for pulling out. So whatever means it takes to get this off here. It actually unbolted all the side bolts, but then the one that goes down through there, you can see that's cut, went in through the bottom side of the frame, and that one wouldn't come undone. So I'm just taking a cutoff wheel. You can use that, torch, whatever it takes to get that off there. You might be able to spray it and mess with it for a while, but I wasn't going to waste that kind of time. These Harbor Freight little toolboxes here, if you're just starting out getting the tools, these are nice little things. I use this thing more than I do damn near any other tools I have. It's nice just to be, it's portable, carry it around, put it wherever. It's just a Pittsburgh, I think like, I don't know, 60-piece, 70-piece sets, whatever it was. I actually got it for Christmas present from my in-laws, and I actually really love that little box. The ratchets I broke. You just get replacements. They're all pretty cheap, or you can get some good Craftsman's or something. But back to it, like I said, I got to get that one bolt right there out, and I'm just cutting it with a cutoff wheel, and then this will all fall off there. And then I'll take a bunch of stuff into the scrapyard to come off here, the box. I'm going to trim up the rockers a little bit, and I'll probably trim the front fenders and take the front bumper off yet. And then all of it's going in this trailer, and off to the scrapyard it goes. I don't live maybe 10 miles from the scrapyard, so it's not a big deal just to take a little bit at a time for me. Some of you might want to pile it up for however long it takes and then take it in, depending on how far away you are. But for me, it works out better this way. So to get back to it, I'm going to get this off here. Like I said, cut the rockers, fenders, do all that. I'm going to show you this so you know I ain't wasting money or anything. This is the bottom of this hitch. Holes there. Holes all through there, big holes in there. I said it's just not, the first time you go to pull on it, if I get stuck or something, it's just going to break right off there. So that's why there's no sense in messing with this. I'm just going to take it all off there and throw it right away. This thing here is so rusted in there, it's not worth my time. For the 30 bucks that this costs at Harbor Freight, it's not worth my time to cut this damn thing all the pieces and cut this out and do all that. I'm not going to deal with that, because I probably wouldn't end up using it anyways. So this is all going in the scrap pile. There, you can see here, I just took a cutoff wheel and just kind of eyeballed a straight line down through there. The rock slider is going to go just below that straight line, and then bolted or welded to the frame. I haven't made up my mind yet on that. Then it'll come back and extend back here, probably about 2 inches, maybe 2.5. That way the roll bar can sit on top of it and then go over top. And then I'll secure it from there again down to the frame. I'm not quite sure how far out this way it's going to stick out past the doors at all. Depends if I decide to put another hoop over this way, or if I just kind of come up maybe and back and around, or I'll figure that out once I get that far. I got to get this measured out, and then the rock slider welded up. I'll probably end up using either a 2x3 or a 2x4 tube, probably 3/16 wall, and then I'll slash cut the ends and then weld it flat on the end, so it kind of gives it more of a slope. So if I happen to hit anything, it should help bounce over top of it instead of just sticking on it. But so I got that done. I'm going to do the other side the exact same way, and then I'm going to work on these fenders here. There's a lot of electronics hooked to the inside of the fender wells and stuff, so I'm debating on if I want to move all that stuff, or if I just want to trim the fenders up, and kind of leave it that similar stock look style, or what's going on there yet. I'd like to just leave the inner fender walls there just so I don't have to mess with it, but we'll see. If it doesn't give me enough clearance, then I'll figure it out then. But then I'm going to go from there and start working on getting that bumper off. Alright, so I think I got the tear down pretty much complete. Got the box all off there like you've seen. Rear bumper's off, rear hitch is off, that's all garbage. I left this a little bit longer for now because I am going to put another hitch or build one or something like that across here for another cross member, plus to strengthen it up a little bit. Got all the mounts. I left these on because I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use them yet or not. If I don't end up using them, I'll just cut them off, not a big deal. The rocker panels I got leveled out. Got all the rust and shit off the bottom of there where the rock slider's going to go. That hole there, don't worry about that. That'll fill up with mud. Got the fenders trimmed out. What I did is took it pretty much right below this fender well line. The reason I left that is it's going to give it some strength. If I was to cut that out, that'd just be really floppy. So I cut it, it's kind of like a dish out, kind of like this here, where it kind of dishes out. And then I just cut it right on the bottom side of that. They give me a pretty good opening here. Cut a little bit more off the front of there. Did some cutting back in here. The cab basically goes right there anyway, so it's going to be kind of hard to get that back any farther. But I will come in here with a sledgehammer and pound the hell out of that back. And then whatever's there is there. Got the front bumper off. Got the front grill was all busted to hell. That's out of there. The front bumper is actually still good. The bottom lance and everything on it's really good shape. Not very rusty at all. So I took that off to resell it. This plastic piece is just a splash guard. A couple of those little screwdriver pop clip things that'll come right off. I am hoping to put a winch in here and build a bumper off the front here. As you can see, did the same thing pretty much on this side. Cut the wheel wells out, level the rocker out. So that's pretty much it for this video. The teardown is pretty much complete. I'm going to get underneath here and crank up the torsion bars a little bit so it'll get the front end up a little bit higher, and it should clear 31s without a problem. Like I said, this is just kind of step one of going through. When stuff starts breaking, then I'll upgrade it, put some bigger stuff on it. I am taking a load into the scrap yard off of here. Everything that's in the trailer is off of this truck, so whatever I get out of it, I'll show you that at the end of the video here. I'll show you the receipt on it, what it is per pound. Currently, I believe it's around 175 to 200, somewhere in there. And I took the muffler off here, because let's be honest, I was going to put a better one on it anyway, instead of that quiet little, that big one, that quiet big ass muffler that comes on these. I did keep the tailpipe because I'm not quite sure if I'm going to end up using that or not. If not, then I'll just save it for, because it's always nice to have these bends and stuff laying around anyway. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to put a thrush welded like right here, and then probably just turn it out or down or something. I'll figure that out when I get that far. I got to fix a gas tank strap. One of those is broken, but so far I don't see any leaking around the tank like that's bad or not. Spare tire's all gone. All that shit's out of there. Like I said, pretty much teardown is complete. So stick around, hit the subscribe button there at the bottom of the video. There's a little red button somewhere in one of these corners, a little red button. And thanks for watching. The build-up's coming next, so stick around. Yeah, pulling into the auto recyclers or the scrap metal dealers or whatever you want to call it. Get out here, we'll get a scaled in weight. It's like about 6,800 pounds even. Dropped everything off ahead, getting back up here to scale back out. If anybody's never done this before, it's pretty simple. It's basically just scale in, tell them what you've got, make sure you don't have any propane tanks or refrigerators or anything like that. Refrigerators you can take, you just got to tell them you've got them. You just scale in, go throw it out where they tell you to throw it out, and scale back out. It's pretty simple. Looks like we're about 6320 scaling out. Hello. Hello. Alright, so here's what I got. Just a sheet iron. Weighed in at 6840. Weighed out at 6400. 440 net. $200 per gross ton, which equates to about 89.3 cents a pound. The amount I got out of it, 89.26. This is some bullshit they started doing for a rounding adjustment. Basically, just every damn time I go here, it's supposed to be if it's above 50 cents, it goes up. But I've never been here for the last 10 times where it's ever been above 50%. So they've probably taken $3-4 from me at least, which is no big deal, but it's still kind of fucking stupid. Why don't you just give me what I was owed and be done with it? But so that's what it is. 39 bucks. It's not a huge deal, but it's better than nothing. That's just the price of throwing shit away. So at least I got some money out of it instead of just scrapping it out, or giving it away or whatever. So, but that's all. So that's the end of the video here. Like I said, next we're gonna start building it back up. So stick around. Thanks for watching.